fellas. I just want to talk about hitting right now. I love hitting. That was my favorite part of baseball. You know, I tried to catch the ball the best I could. I did whatever I can to help my team win defensively, but hitting was my thing. Hitting was my thing. I averaged a home run every 17 at bats. Professional baseball in 15 years. Even in the major leagues, I still did it. Japan, it was around 14. Korea, same thing. AAA, a little lower. I was in the 14, 15s. So I hit home runs. But what I would never do would go up there and say, I'm going to strike out or hit a home run. Try to get in my strongest position. I never tried to do that. I try to get in the most efficient, strongest position I can do to still hit the ball. That's hitting. It is not getting in that strongest position and remembering that one ball they hit off the scoreboard, hoping the pitcher hits your bat, not you hit the ball, because that's what's happening today in this game. And it's happening because we have guys who have studied hitting but haven't played. So they're studying guys in videos and they're saying, hey, this is the best position, this and that. And there's some good guys who haven't played out there who can really coach too. But unfortunately, those guys are getting swallowed up by the imposters. Okay? Now, just because something works for one guy doesn't mean it's going to work for the next guy. So that person you're listening to needs to have a whole bunch of different ways to hit the ball and have success. Not everyone is going to do it the same way. There's value in line drive base hits. There's value in line drive home runs. There's value in line drive doubles in a lineup to make your team better. Not everyone needs to hit the ball 95 miles an hour. Not everybody needs to hit the ball 100 miles an hour because that's too hard to do consistently. If you hit a ball 95, 97, 100 miles an hour one time, and the other 30 or 40, all you're doing is rolling them over and hitting ground balls to shortstop, you're not helping the team at all. That's the problem, what's going on. So let's talk about it. I hit a ton of home runs when I played. I played 15 years. I had a home run every 17 at bats. Every 17 at bats, I had a home run. That's really good. I did in the major leagues. I did in Japan. I did in Korea. Did it in my AAA days. It doesn't matter. Did it in my A-ball days. I did it in my high school days. I hit home runs. But guess what? I wasn't going up there hitting a home run or striking out. I was trying to get a hit and help the team. That's how it works. Helping your team win games. So let's go back a couple of years ago. Cody Bellinger came in here, and that's all we did. We talked about, how are we going to improve from that awful 21-22 seasons? How? So all of a sudden we got in the cage. It was about 7 in the morning. It was November. And we talked about, what if you got one hit a week? Just one hit extra a week. That's it. What would your average have been that year? 270, 275. Just one hit. So it's not about going up there and getting a ton of hits or not. It's about going up there and putting the ball in play correctly. That's why I feel 7-22 directional bat path is so important. We always said hit line drives. Well, with the analytical world and the metric world, there's nothing wrong with that. So let's figure out how those metrics can help us get to something faster. We found out 7-22, batting average of 691, 673, 710 when it's hit between 80 and 90. Ohtani in 2024 led the major leagues at hitting the ball 90 to 120 miles an hour at 7-22. How about that? Interesting, isn't it? Araiza led the league all around, blew everybody out between 7-22, and he also led the league 80-90. So when we talk about that, it works for every single player. So let's think about how that can work for you. This program is actually made for little leagues all the way to the major leagues. Now, I get a lot of professional players who have listened to people get into their back hips, get into their coil, get into all this stuff to get more strength, get into the ground harder, and they're doing it the wrong way because they can't get out of it. They can get it one or two times in batting practice and it hit the ball a mile, one or two times in a game. The other times I hear I'm rolling over, I'm doing this, I'm cutting balls, I'm missing. But in the cage, I'm doing great. Well, yeah, because they're flipping it underhand and you're just doing Jimmy hacks and letting it fly. That's great. But in a game, it doesn't work. And that's all right. It's all right if that's the path you want to go down because you're buying fool's gold. Because you eventually will come to me or someone like me who's telling you the truth, telling you we need to be a hitter. Baseball's been around a lot of years. And guess what? Hitters play. So you need to practice for what's going to help in the game for you to get in a lineup and be successful and play. Like I said, this works for little leaguers all the way on up. And why do I say little? It actually can work a lot younger than that. It works for fast pitch and baseball. Doesn't change for softball. Doesn't. Same thing. We tweak it a little bit, but yes, it works. Why? Because we're efficient. We get in the strongest efficient position. We're short too long through. That's the key. It's worked for so many of my major leaguers that I've worked with. It's worked for guys who have high school, have gone on to LSU, Northwestern, all these other schools, ASU, U of A. It has proven that it works. That's how I know. The other way I know is because we have these really smart guys when I'm in professional baseball. And they're telling us, hey, this hitter, he needs to pull the ball more. James Wood. And I'm sitting there telling James Wood, listen, James, I know you need to pull it in the air when you do pull the ball. But until you're ready to understand how that happens, because it's very difficult to be able to do that and still take a ball the other way and not miss your pitches. It's extremely hard. Let's concentrate on driving the ball through the middle and the other way. That has been successful from the first day of baseball until now. But guys are stopping to do that. They're trying to do something they're not ready to do yet, or they're just doing wrong. Doesn't mean they're not in their strongest position, because they are. They're in their strongest position, just not in their strongest efficient position. So that's why in my program, we focus on have 3 phases in this. Phase 1, we're going to focus really, really hard on bat path direction. We're still going to be in the ground. We're still going to use our lower half, but we're really focusing on bat path and direction. Phase 2, we're going to start that forward move. So we're going to have bat path direction, forward move. We have progressions. Everything leads up to phase 3. Phase 3, we are in that ground. We are doing forward move. We have a pat path, and now our exit velocity jumps because we're hitting the ball better. We're not trying to hit the ball 110. We're hitting the ball strongest, efficient position. So we are hitting the ball better, consistently more. Your OPS is going to go up more. Your batting average is going up more. Your strikeout rate is going down. Your walk rate will go up. These are the things that happen in this program. It's happened for so many players, from little league to high school to college to the pros to the major leagues. So guess what? You get to play more because you're in the lineup. Once you're in the lineup, you start doing better. Once you start doing better, schools start noticing you. Then all of a sudden, you want to go to college? Hey, guess what? Colleges notice you because you can do the things they need to help you win the game. Now, you continue to do that, you never know. The pro level might start calling your name. That's how it works. 7 to 22 is proven. It does work. I promise you it works. I've seen it with too many players. And when they have that aha moment, usually within the first few days, they say, wow. Because you know why? We video from the back. We don't video from the side. So we actually, the player and the coach and everyone else sees what's really going on, how that body is moving versus how mechanically the side view that tells us absolutely nothing of the situation at that moment of where the pitch was and how he was working. There's a time and a place for the side view. There's a time and a place. But most guys only see the side view. And that's all they care about is what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, instead of what's right. Let's start working on what's right and help what's wrong, but focus on what's right. 7 to 22 is right, and it's right for you.